Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea and Crystals podcast. I am T.
And I'm Crystal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy to have you all back for another mini episode edition of this here podcast. We got some good stories for you, and we're going to get right into it. Crystal, would you like to start us off?
I would. And I believe I have an Am I the Asshole story.
Ooh.
And I'm actually really lucky because this was deleted right when I was about to bring it here. But someone else had saved it. So,
Hallelujah.
in your faces. We still got you.
You can't hide from the Tea and Crystals podcast. Okay.
All right. This one says, Am I the asshole for divorcing my husband after catching him in bed with our married neighbor and exposing her to her husband?
I just went on a roller coaster ride. Whoa.
Right?
Okay, let's get into it.
This is honestly such a mess, and I don't know if I handled it the right way, but here we go. I, 34 female, have been married to my husband, 36 male, for 7 years. We have an 8-year-old autistic son, and life's already been pretty stressful for both of us. I thought we were handling it as a team, like we were in this together, until a few weeks ago when everything fell apart. We live in a small neighborhood where everyone's pretty friendly, and I got along well with our next-door neighbors, Emily, 32 female, and her husband, Dave, 35 male. Emily and I weren't super close, but we chatted often. Our kids played together sometimes, and our husband would occasionally hang out too. At first, I thought it was nice that my husband and Emily seemed to get along, just neighbors being friendly. But then things started to feel off. My husband became more secretive, especially with his phone, and he always seemed to bump into Emily when I wasn't around. He'd go out for random walks or suddenly need to run errands right after dinner. I noticed these little things, but I didn't want to seem paranoid. I mean, we've been through a lot together. I didn't think he would do anything like that to me. Then one day, everything came crashing down. I had to come home early from work unexpectedly because our son's school had a half day I forgot about. I walked in, and there, in our bedroom, I found my husband and Emily together, in our bed. I felt like the world stopped. They both freaked out when they saw me, my husband scrambling for clothes and Emily crying, saying it was a mistake and that she was so sorry. I couldn't even process. I just walked out, shaking, and went to pick up my son from school. Later that night, I confronted my husband, and he admitted to having an affair with her for the past few months. He begged me to forgive him, said it was a stupid, impulsive thing, and swore he loved me and didn't want to lose our family. I was heartbroken and I couldn't even look at him. I had no idea what to do, but I knew I couldn't stay with someone who would betray me like that. Then there was Emily's husband, Dave. I knew him well enough to know he was completely in the dark about all of this. I couldn't just stay silent and let him be blindsided like I was. So, the next day I went over to their house while Emily was out and told Dave everything. I even showed him proof. Texts, pictures, everything I had. He was devastated, obviously, but he thanked me for being honest with him. And that's when the real drama started. Both my husband and Emily went ballistics when they found out I had told Dave. My husband said I should have kept it between us and worked it out for the sake of our son. Emily called me all kinds of names, saying I had no right to tell her husband and that I ruined her life. She even claimed it wasn't serious and that I blew everything out of proportion. Now, Dave is considering divorcing her, and I've already filed for divorce myself. But I'm getting a lot of flack from mutual friends saying I went too far by telling Dave and that I should have tried to keep things private to avoid tearing apart two families. I feel like I did what I had to do, but I'm questioning myself now. Am I the asshole for divorcing my husband and telling Emily's husband about the affair? Should I have kept quiet and handled it differently?
I'm conflicted. Because I believe in, speaking up.
And advocating for yourself?
But for some reason, I'm scared to say it. For some reason, I am just terrified to say it. Because I'm with OB. Like, girl, you had to take the reins. Like, I don't get where these people coming off talking about, oh, you should have essentially let bygones be bygones, girl, and shut your ass up and take it. Like, are y'all crazy? Yeah. The consequences of your actions is what's ruining your life and your family. I didn't get up under your husband, bitch. You got up under mine.
Yeah.
Okay, in my bedroom, girl. My pillow was up under the crack of your ass. So he could get leverage to put his I ain't trying to get great.
This ain't that after dark. This is a Minisode.
I'm sorry. But the jackhammer that thing, okay? Mm-hmm. He couldn't get his leverage, so bitch, I have to imagine when I lay my head on my pillow at night, if I don't burn it and the house down along with it, me putting my head on this pillow that's been on a crack of your ass. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm disgusted with these people. And what kind of people you got in your life, girl, where they telling you essentially you should have shut your ass up and let that lady have your husband?
Cheaters.
These are I mean, the great divine has intervened in your life and showed you all the snakes in the bushes. Oh, okay. True. Because you're surrounded by snakes, girl. Mm-hmm. If these people have the audacity to gaslight you in this way to make you feel like this is your fault, all you did was come home to prepare to get your child. Mm-hmm. You were taking responsibility. Mm-hmm. For your child's well-being while your husband was laid up in the marital bed with the bitch next door. Mm-hmm. Okay? And let the husband decide whether I should have told him or not. He was grateful. Mm-hmm. Only the adulterers in this situation are upset that they were outed. Man, did you really expect me to come in there? I'm trying to paint a picture here, right? Mm-hmm. She walks into the home and she's here. And she's like, what the fuck is that? Greg is supposed to be at work. I was in my bedroom. She's probably creepy back there because she don't know if it's a raccoon in there jumping on her bed, 5 little monkeys, one fell off and bumped their head. She don't know what's going on in there. It could be Jumanji in that bitch. A whole zoo. She cracked the door open. All of a sudden she heard, what is that? Who is in my bedroom? Have vagrants broken through my window? Am I going to have to replace a window in my bedroom? Burn my bed? She opens the door. Homegirl got her head crooked to the door, face down, and she's ass up. Her husband got one leg up, one leg down. Like Captain Morgan, tearing her down. Now she got to have that image of her head for the rest of her life. Mm-hmm. But you mad at me because I went and told. Mm-hmm. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think anybody truly who says you should have kept your nose out of it, you should have kept your mouth shut, you in any way are just trying to blame her for tearing the two families apart, are the ones who would be in the situation as the adulterer, personally. Like, most people want to be told when their spouse is cheating on them. Somehow, some way. And most people would be like, that person was God coming and telling you. That person was your angel. You know? Everything happens for a reason. Well, me telling him happened for a reason. I mean, to be honest. You really thought I was going to do you a solid, girl, and keep your secret? Like,
girl.
Oh, it wasn't anything. It's just a little thing. I blew it out of proportion. All right, Dave, let's go have sex.
I mean, right here, right now.
She don't care. Let's do it in your bed.
I'm hanging from the garage door, and I want you to lift it up and put it down. We finna be doing some freaky shit in this garage, okay? And the fact that she said it's not that big of a deal, and it was months long. So when does it become
of a mistake?
When does it become a big deal? What's the threshold for a big deal? A year and a half? Is that right? Am I supposed to let you lay up under my husband for 18 months?
Right. And then you're sitting here, oh, well, now he's contemplating a divorce. I'm like, oh, don't worry. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal.
I would have slid her the car for my divorce attorney and be like, girl, he is one of the best. I'm telling you. And I would have been whispering in my attorney's ear, make sure she gets nothing.
Nothing.
Make sure
she deserves nothing.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And like I'm with you. I don't understand these people who have these friends or these family members who sit there and go, you are wrong. You are somehow wrong in this situation. No. Get rid of those people. Get rid of them. They don't deserve to be in your life.
My blood pressure is up.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole at all, girl. She lucky she ain't get boxed in the driveway. She lucky she ain't get boxed in that bed. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because if it was Florida, it's a stand your ground state.
That's true. That's very true.
I would have been standing 10 toes down. You would have been tap dancing in that living room. Pow, 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 pow. Okay. What's the Wile E. Coyote? What's the Yosemite Sam? Where he be shooting at the people's feet and they be dancing.
Yeah.
Girl. So I have something for us. And it comes to us by way of r/am I the asshole as well. And this one is entitled, Am I the Asshole for Following My Late Sister's Wishes and Kicking Our Brother Out of Her Funeral?
Oof. Family drama. Bring it to me.
Yeah, come on. My sister passed away recently after a long illness, and before she died, she made very clear instructions regarding her funeral. She specifically did not want our brother John to attend or receive any of her ashes. To provide some context, growing up, my sister wasn't kind to John. John was also not great. They fought like cats and dogs, and as adults, she sought therapy, recognized the damage that she had done and tried to make amends. She apologized multiple times and reached out, but John refused to reconcile. He was clear that he didn't want a relationship with her. When she became ill, my sister made one last attempt to reconnect, asking John to visit her. He declined again, stating that he had no interest in repairing the relationship even as she was dying. This hurt her, and she made it clear that she didn't want to see the heat. Read that again. This hurt her, and she made it clear that if he didn't want to see her while she was alive, she didn't want him at her funeral or receiving any part of her remains. In her view, if he couldn't show up in her life, he had no right to be there in death. John showed up at the funeral uninvited. I think an uncle gave him the address and date and time. In line with my sister's wishes, I asked him to leave. He became angry, caused a scene, and accused me of being cruel and preventing him from saying goodbye. Several family members have since criticized my decision, saying that I should have let him stay for closure, saying that funerals are for the living, but I pointed out that this was her last wish. He thinks I'm a huge jerk, and I am refusing to give him anything of hers still. The family is mostly split, so an outside opinion is valued. Am I the asshole? Sticky wicket. Sticky wicket.
My dogs are going crazy right now.
Oh, well, I'll pay it for you, girl. Again, here comes the family telling her, oh, bitch, you wrong. Even though this was her sister's dying wish. Her sister's final words was pretty much, I don't fuck with him like that. Like, don't let him tell the bouncers at the door, bitch is free before 11. But John is not to come in no matter what. Okay? I think the sister did the right thing. I do not think she is the asshole for telling him to beat feet. Why would he come to the funeral anyway? Like, why? If you wanted closure, like, you essentially said, I don't want to make up with her unless she's dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the lady went to therapy and everything and tried to make amends for what she did to you. Like, and you didn't take that opportunity, then why would you take the opportunity to come to the funeral if you couldn't even come on her deathbed?
I'm a little on the fence with this one because I really want to know what she did to him. Because she's admitting that she did wrong. Yeah. And now the sister's saying, oh, well, he wasn't great either, but it's obviously that he wasn't great in response to what she was doing. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever she did was so significant that not
Mm-hmm.
only did it completely destroy any chance that he wanted of making up
Mm-hmm.
with her, but she then had to go to therapy to figure out that what she did or was doing growing up was so bad and that she needed to change and make amends.
Can I give you a little context?
Yeah.
Only because she put in here edit, I had to bold a sentence, and the sentence that she bolded was John also was not great. So she really wanted to put emphasis
Yeah.
on that fact. So I don't know if it's in response to the sister not being great, because I don't know their
Right.
ages. I don't know if it's one right behind the other, or if it was that they both had some fucked up attitudes,
Right.
but she was the older sister, so she,
Yeah.
had more sway over the dynamic. But I
Right.
just wanted to
Yeah.
put that
Yeah.
in there
Yeah.
because it is in the letter.
Yeah. So I just even then it's like, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
That because obviously this was a response to you and
Mm-hmm.
what you were doing, especially if you are the older sibling. You essentially started this. So when she's sitting there and she's saying, oh, I want to make amends, oh, he won't let me. Well, girl, like if it was that bad, you don't get to decide if you get amends.
Mm-hmm.
He decided it wasn't for you. You didn't deserve it. But in the context of, is the sister wrong for abiding by the other sister's wish? No, I don't think she's wrong. She's just doing what the one sister wanted. And I think he probably, unless you explicitly said, hey, she didn't want you there, he probably was just didn't think I had to be invited to my own sister's funeral. Like, even though we don't fuck with each other, like we're family. And I don't know if their parents are still alive, so I'm assuming maybe they're not, since an uncle had to be the one to tell him when everything was. But still, like, family members are now talking amongst each other. It was probably just like, oh, hey, yeah, this is when it is. Like, oh, I should probably go. And then when you're told publicly by other people that you can't be somewhere, then your emotions suddenly get up. And I don't think he was actually upset about not being able to say goodbye to this person who he obviously didn't actually like. I think it was just the fact that he's looking like the bad guy by being kicked out of this event,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think she was wrong because, I mean, that was the sister's wish. I think she just probably should have told him ahead of time, hey, by the way, since you never wanted to have anything to do with her in life, she doesn't want you at her funeral at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's where she might have been wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just confused at why he would show up. And
I
I get like, you know, you don't have to be explicitly invited to, because I don't know
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
who's explicitly invited to a funeral. But I think it would have been safe to assume that if he had the context of she went and worked on herself to recognize the hurt that she caused you. Now I'm with you. You don't have to accept that. You ain't got to accept a damn thing. Your feelings are your feelings. Do I think it would have been, you know, uh, of benefit to you potentially? It
Mm-hmm.
could have been. You could have
Could have
unlocked
been.
some things. That don't mean you have to have, because I think people sometimes get confused that if you have these conversations, you have to have a relationship. You have to forgive this person.
Yeah,
No, you
you
can just
don't.
have it for yourself
Yeah,
to make that determination. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I agree
So
with you.
I think for me, if you weren't even willing to take that step, it is a little weird, especially if you
Yeah,
wouldn't go see her on her deathbed when she requested it, after requesting it for an extended period of time after doing the work. Like I would have thought, like, if you don't even want to see her on her deathbed because you know she's on her way up out of here, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Then why would you want to go to the
yeah.
funeral? Like, girl, don't be
I the
surprised
only thing
that
I
you know.
the only thing I could think of is maybe because the uncle offered up this information that he then felt obligated to make an appearance.
Yeah.
by other family members. You know, maybe these other family members have seen his side of things and understand where he's coming from, so he doesn't want to paint himself in any way of a bad light by not showing up. You know, he wants to keep that good image of himself. That's the only thing I can think of, because I'm with you. Otherwise, if you didn't want to make any sort of amends whatsoever, I don't see what coming to her funeral and being upset about it is either. But then again, death affects everybody differently. Maybe he really thought, you know, this bitch ain't gonna die. She's always gonna be there to harass me. And so when it happened, it was like, damn, I'm never gonna be able to. Maybe there isn't a regret that he's never going to be able to make those amends now. It's too late. You know, I don't know. She was on her deathbed, but like sometimes they happen more quickly. Like maybe he thought he would have more time. I don't know. I really don't. But in the terms of, I don't think you're the asshole for, you know, respecting your sister's wishes. But I do think you obviously didn't tell him. And I think you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
if
I was her, I don't know if I would have told him, because I feel like that would have kicked up unnecessary beef between me and you. Because now it look like I'm taking our sister's side when I'm not necessarily taking our sister's side. I'm just trying to respect her wishes. And if I think like, if I have this context of you never showed up out of these years after she did this work, after she invited you time after time, after even on her deathbed, you say you didn't want to do with her. I probably wouldn't have said anything, because I would have been like, he probably not gonna come. And so that's one less, especially when you're grieving and stuff. Like, I don't want no beef.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like she was kind of forced to say it, like, fuck. Like, why would you show up? Now I got to,
now, you know, and then something.
He reacted exactly how she probably thought he would, where now he upset, and because he probably wouldn't have been like, how dare that bitch tell me I can't come to her wedding? She hurt me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So but I'm with you. I'm with you on that. If there was an opportunity to tell him, if the context was there for that to be appropriate, you should have told him beforehand, or pass a message to that uncle shady. The uncle, you got to watch him, because he lives for the mess. Like, he set this whole thing. He probably was sitting in that pew right where he knew they was gonna meet at. Like, and then get her again. Like, he was living for that shit.
He was.
But overall, not the asshole.
All right. Here is the next story. This is another Am I the Asshole? This is just gonna read it. It's a shorter one. Gosh, my dogs are killing me.
Girl, they are trying to be the special guests on the show tonight. It's a Minisode. We can cut up if we want to.
I know. I just feel so bad.
They be alright. Shit. Y'all know that the dogs are the third hosts of the show by now. I mean,
we got 3 of them here, so they're so loud. Okay, let's try to get through this. This says, am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't visit in Christmas if he brings his boyfriend? Nope, that's not it.
I was like, whoa, hey.
I'm so sorry. The title is nearly the same. That was not the story I was going to read. I must have accidentally clicked on it.
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know okay, all right. Because
we
was about to put our ally hats on and
I was about to say, I will save that other one, because obviously it's something we need to read. But this was the one I was really going to read. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he cannot stay with me over Christmas if he brings his prosthetic leg?
How'd it go from bad to worse? How did it go from bad to worse?
Here we go. My younger brother has a prosthetic leg. I think it is creepy as fuck, and I have no idea where he got it. I'm reasonably certain that it is something I would rather not know. To be clear here, my brother has 2 perfectly healthy legs still attached to his body. He just has this thing he takes with him everywhere. I don't know why. I don't want to know. Before you ask, yeah, it's probably a mental health thing. He wanted to stay with me rather than our parents while he is home for the holidays. I said he was welcome to stay as long as he doesn't bring that thing into my house. He said it wasn't a big deal and that he would leave it in his luggage. I agreed on the condition that if I saw it outside of his luggage in my home, then I had the right to destroy it. He backtracked on staying with me and is at our parents' house, where he is miserable. They still treat him like a little boy instead of a guy who is almost 30. He called me again after supper and asked to please stay with me. I said he could, so long as we together took this thing and put it in a storage unit until he leaves. I'll get the key. He won't do it. He says that I'm being a bitch for not letting him stay with him. I think he needs to get therapy or medication, or both, or a girlfriend, boyfriend, dog, cat, hamster, something. Just not a goddamn prosthetic leg.
I am crying when she said he got two perfectly good legs. Like, what? Why are you carrying around a prosthetic leg? Like, talk about a third leg. Anyway, I don't even know where to go with this. Like, why do you have this? Like, is he dragging it behind him as he's coming? Is it like one of the Olympic, like the little sport legs, the running prosthetic legs? Because that's kind of cool. We can use that as a pogo stick. Go out y'all. We can have fun with this one. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. Is it just
staying draped over his shoulder as he just,
do it bend at the knee?
Caresses?
Or is it one of the locked ones? Like, are you sticking your dick in? I don't know. Mm-hmm. It may be a sex thing. Maybe.
It may be.
Some people marry
bionic
cars and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's... Oh, girl. Let's not go there. Yeah, no. I think you're being a little extreme. Mm-hmm. With the banding of the leg. Tell them leave it on the porch. Leave it on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Or leave it in the trunk of the car. Like, y'all ain't a storage unit, girl. Get over yourself. It's not that goddamn serious. It's a prosthetic leg. And this is a little what's the word for handicap phobic? A little disabled phobic. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it sound a little phobic to me, bitch. Because people out here have prosthetics. Right. And they need them. You being creeped out by, you need to get over it. Right. Okay? Being creeped out by spiders, I get it. Being creeped out by clowns, I get it. But these are things that people need. Not your brother. That nigga's a freak. Excuse me. That man's a freak. Yeah, you're not the asshole. If you can't abide by my rules in my home, I'm always gonna side with you unless it's something ridiculous. Like children under 2 can't stay in my home. Now you're being crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you have reasonable boundaries within your home, and I think this is on the edge of reasonable, only because it's like, well, girl, it's just a prosthetic leg. Get over it. Yeah. But at the same time, you don't need this prosthetic leg. Get the fuck out of my house. Right. That's where I'm at with it. But overall, you're not the asshole.
I guess I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, you're not the asshole. It's weird. It is weird. Mm-hmm. But if you're even yourself, you're admitting this could be a mental health thing, then I would just go with it. All right. You want your leg to be in there? Sure. What's its name? Cool. Is it going to sit at the table? No? Great. Can we just keep it in the room then? Just not be seen? Okay. Compromise, I would try to understand a little bit better in some context if I really think it's a mental health type thing. If I think it's just a sexual thing, I'm like, don't tell me. Don't ever tell me. Just keep it in the room. Don't ever tell me.
If it's a sex thing, get it out of my home. We're not inviting the energy into my house.
Right? But yeah, I do think it's a little dramatic, like storage unit. Like it's not cursed. It's not Annabelle. That's what
you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and it's gonna be wrapped around your neck, choking you out. Like, girl.
Yeah, that's what it's giving. You're like, but hey, different things creep people out, so maybe the leg is just very creepy for her. I don't know, or him. I don't remember. So yeah, but yeah, not the asshole. I agree.
No, not the asshole. That was funny. I was getting down when she said he had, because I was like, oh, how dare her? He's missing a leg. Like, girl. She said, no. He got two of them bitches, and they worked.
That's how I felt when I read it. Like when I first saw the title and read, I was like, I know this person is not. And then when I finished it, I was like, okay.
Now imagine replace prosthetic leg with boyfriend. Girl, if that had been this, if he had put him in a storage unit, that would
I definitely have to go and look at this other story that had to deal with a boyfriend, because
please do.
I must, like I said, I must have clicked on it because I'm like reading it and then I'm like, this isn't right. It was almost right, but not quite.
The Tea and Crystal spirit came across and was like, this needs to be on the show. Well, thank you for that, Crystal. And thank you all so very much for joining us for another Minisode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. If you like what you heard, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Make sure you also leave us a written review wherever you are listening. If you like what you saw, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube. I just gotta say that y'all be going, if anything on anything, the YouTube going YouTube. Y'all be in them comments telling us what you like, what you don't like. when we right, when we wrong. y'all let us know, and when you know what, it's all love, and we really appreciate it. It just makes the show better. If you have any questions, comments, you would like to share your own story with us, please do so at teaandcrystal@gmail.com. That's TEAANDCRYSTAL at gmail.com. You can also leave it in our DMs. We'll take it there as well. Subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook by searching Tea and Crystals Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at Tea and Crystals Podcast and on Instagram at Tea and Crystals Pod. Make sure you look at the description wherever you are listening or watching, because all the links will be there for you. Now, Crystal, is there anything else you would like to say to the people before we get the hell up out of here?
And this is not in any sort of condescending way, because I didn't know this either. Please let me know, and Timmy know. Do you guys know where to leave the 5-star reviews? The star sign? I had seen a thread about this on Threads where someone was like, oh, I love it when podcasts ask us to leave reviews, but then they don't tell us how to do it. Let me know if you guys would like to hear that in our spiel somewhere, if you need more direction, or if it's pretty self-explanatory, because I actually don't know that either. I think we tried to figure that out. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us for this minisode. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys next week for our full episode.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.